Alright, so this is starting at rehearsal A, which is the very beginning of We Found Love, and you'll recognize right away, right off the bat, that there are, it's a double stop, down bow, and it sounds like. Really what we have here is just the same thing repeated over and over again, and we're just trying to capture kind of the essence of what Rihanna was doing. Actually, it's probably Calvin Harris, right? The DJ that she worked with, our producer. Anyway, it's got this kind of like repetitive sound. It's kind of hammered a little bit, and let's look at that bowing just on the open strings first, and it's right at the lower half of the bow. I'll get really close to the camera so you can see this, and pretty close to the bridge. So I'll go a little slower, so it's just down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And nothing too hard about that. You'll notice that I put a couple accents in the parts to kind of help give you some direction. And then let's talk about the left hand. So it depends on how you like to set yourself up, but let's just do this. Walk up with me on D, D1, and then a 2, that low 2 on the D string, and then reach over your first finger onto the G string, and then we'll just kind of touch them together, and it should be pretty close at that point. Worked for me, might take you a couple times. So at that point, leave them on. Don't take them off. This is going to make everything really, really simple if you leave it on. So we have the 1 and 2, and then all we're going to do is add the 3, which is halfway through the first bar. So just do that a couple times where you play, and then the 3. If you have that, you basically have rehearsal A, which is the first 4 bars of the piece. So. Now, if it doesn't sound that in tune or that out of tune yet, don't worry. Take your time. And, one thing you can practice is you can take that second finger. You can play it against the open A string to give yourself a little bit of extra kind of perspective on what that note is supposed to sound like. So here we go from the beginning, incorporating both things, which is there's a kind of challenging bowing rhythm and at the same time the double stop. So by the way, it's down, 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 and then that up. You'll notice there's kind of a little fancy rhythm there. It's that 16th note rest, and then the up bow comes in, which is that 3. And the trick with that is to bring it early. If you listen to Rihanna's original recording, you'll notice that it sounds extremely early, but that kind of gives it its groove, which is a lot of fun. So instead of being really square, like, people kind of, when they are reading music, it's very like. We don't want to sound like, goofballs, so right? So we're gonna try to act a little bit cooler on that up bow, so it's. If you come in too early, you can kind of fix it by holding it a little bit too long. Ends up working out really well. So that is the first tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, don't hesitate to email me at adamdegraff.com. And just remember, when you're practicing, you're focusing, you're being careful, you're being precise, which is completely opposite from performing. When you're performing, play fast and take lots of chances. Have fun.